Welcome to the Muskie Sports Blast Inside the Huddle, your number one source for all the latest news and information on the Muskingum baseball program. Joining me today to talk Muskie baseball, head coach Gregg Thompson. Coach, last week just a great week for Muskie baseball. Starts with a couple of wins against Wilmington, ends with a sweep at Heidelberg. Just talk about that week in general.
Well, we knew coming in off the previous week when we'd given some games away that we had to start taking care of the baseball, playing a little better in crunch time. Wilmington came in. I thought we dominated the pace of play. Our pitchers threw strikes. We sat through that rain delay, that unexpected rain delay, and came back. Would like to have seen Maxwell been able to finish, but it was over an hour. And then, put away game two and handled ourselves in that situation. We have that non-conference midweek game against High Weston where we whole staff some people. We had our chances to win that game, get beat 11-10 after scoring 5 late to tie it. We talked about taking care of the baseball game, doing some things at crunch time, then went up on a road trip on Friday for Heidelberg, and Todd came out of the gate, pitched well. We got him a couple run lead, and I think the big key in that doubleheader sweep was the bases loaded, nobody out situation in the fourth. A couple freak things happened to load the bases, and then Todd strikes the next 3 guys out to maintain that 2-0 lead, and then we put 3 up late and beat them 5-1. And, to come back out against Heidelberg, who's been a national power, not a conference power, a national power for the last couple of years, to come out in game 2, jump out 7-0 was big. They answered it, got to 8-6, and we found a way late. A couple of their mistakes helped us, and we found a way to put it away, but put ourselves in a great position so far.
Talk about the confidence of this team right now. I've seen the games. The kids really look very confident, and I'm sure the sweep on Friday just adds to that, sets up for the big game this week that we'll talk about in a minute. But where's the confidence at right now?
Well, we have a bunch of young guys who are just learning how to play the game, and I think when you get on a roll a little bit and start believing that you can do some things, it's come from there. We've also had some great practice days. I mean, guys have shown up to the park here and on days, off days, work days, and put the work in, and it's paying off. And we got a couple real big hits on Friday that helped us. We haven't been getting along the way.
There's several young men on this team right now that really just seem to be on fire. One is Darren Garrett, Colton Newell also, and Alex Vaquero. Let's start off by talking about Darren Garrett, now leading hitter on the team at 402. Talk about what he's done this year to get to this point.
Well, Darren is a kid, as we talked in the preseason, Darren got beat out last year, misplayed a couple fly balls, and he took the approach that he was going to get better, and he worked at it. It's an unorthodox swing. He's all arms and legs all over the place, and he's found a way to get hot. And not only does he lead us in batting average, on base percentage, find a way to get on base and steal some bags and do some things, and gives us a lot of confidence at the top.
Colton Newell, when he came back from Florida, he was sitting at the bottom of his batting order, and last week batted .611. He's got his average up to .311 now, and we talked in the preseason that you thought this could be his breakout year. Are you starting to see it now?
Well, I was starting to see the confidence, and the game, if you watched him down in Florida, he had no confidence. And we kept plugging away at it, kept him in the lineup. We dropped him down the lineup, found a way to get him some fastballs to hit and work on the swing in practice. And he has worked extremely hard. If there's one guy that's in the cage after practice, almost every day, it's him getting better. And I told you at the beginning, we've got one power guy in our lineup. We're going to need him to produce, and he's starting to do that, getting some big hits for us. And we're going to need him the rest of the way to keep that confidence, keep working hard, and it's good to see that.
Alex Vaquero, another senior who's really just sparked this lineup. Vaquero right now, a 22-game streak of reaching base. Every game this year, he's been on base for the Muskies. What has that meant to the team's success? Well,
Alex has gone from the 2-hole down to the 7-hole. We've kind of found him a little bit of a niche there in the middle of the lineup. He puts the bat on the ball. He uses his speed. If you look at his doubles, not all of them are hard hit. He just gets out of the box fast and he plays the game at a high pace. But we're going to need our senior leaders, Spadero, Newell, and Vaquero to show these young guys how to play the game, and they've done a good job here over the last 10 days of kind of leading the way and doing that.
The pitching staff also has stepped up. You could look back and say the Muskies are one error-free inning away from being undefeated in the league. But Todd Spadero at the top of the rotation, a .250 ERA, coming off a nice dominating performance against Heidelberg. clearly number one on this team.
Well, as we said going in, I don't know if we have a true number one. He's pitching the best right now, and I think that's subjective to some other guys who've been throwing well too. But he's been finding a way to get outs, getting ahead of hitters. If you look on the national level going into the week, and I know we didn't do much to hurt ourselves, we lead the nation in fewest walks allowed as a team. And we knew that going in. I told you going in, we're going to throw strikes. We're going to have to field it. And some of our downfall, you look at Matt Free's numbers in terms of runs versus earned runs allowed. Matt's given up a couple long balls after we've made errors. We've got to learn how to keep the ball in play. But, the pitching staff's done a nice job of getting ahead of hitters, finding a way, and I think that's going to lead into probably our discussion of coming up on Wednesday.
Well, this Wednesday is the big game. You've got that second-ranked defending national champion Marietta coming to town here. Both teams at 5-1. Could set the early tone for the inside track, the OAC tournament hosting rights. What are you telling your guys to get ready for this game?
We got to play with an edge. That's what I've told them all along. We aren't as good as some people make us out to believe, and we aren't as bad as some of the results have shown. We got to play with an edge. We got to play with high energy. Marietta is going to be disciplined, and they always are. They aren't going to make mistakes. We're going to have to limit our mistakes. They're a team that wants to work you deep into counts. We want to try to make you make a decision early in the count. So I think it's going to be a great matchup of seeing who can execute their game plan the best.
Now, when you started the season off coming in here to this part of the OAC play, could you envision the team sitting in first place right now, or is this just a work of teamwork together for all the guys?
We go out to win every game. I think it's something. I saw some sparks down in Florida. I saw some signs of us being a good team, and I've seen some signs as the second inning versus BW. I've seen some times where we just lose our focus, lose our concentration. We're young, but to be able to be in a position 5-1 in Marietta coming in is a great spot. It's what you coach for, it's what you play for. But we have to regroup here after this Easter break and get our edge back, find a way to understand that Marietta's been there and done it, and we've got to find a way to match their energy and match their lack of mistakes, because Marietta's not going to give you a game.
Coach, I want to say one more thing here. You have a young team in place. They're coming off a lot of big wins recently. They're excited, but what do you do to keep them grounded here? Still a lot of OAC ball left to play.
Well, without a doubt. I told them that heading out for Easter break that it's back to a work day today. We've got 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, to get our edge back, to understand. We came back from Florida 5-3, ended the week pretty well. People pat us on the back for a week. Penn State Barron rolled in here the following week, and they just handed it to us. We weren't competitive in any of those games, and hopefully that's a lesson learned from a couple weeks ago when Barron did that to us. But we've got to stay grounded. We've got to understand. I tell the guys every day, we are who we are. We're a small ball club who needs to play good defense and throw strikes, and there are going to be days, as we've seen, when we throw strikes, people are going to hit it. And if it's hit hard and we aren't fielding it, it's part of the game. We got to take care of it. But this is more about us and who we are and playing a game and understanding. You got to step up when the moment calls for you to step up.
Coach, I want to thank you for taking time today to join us in Inside the Huddle, and good luck this week.
Thank you, Tom.